On Veterans Day, while many students relaxed and procrastinated on their work with a day off from school, veteran Ross Canton, publishing under R.G. Cantalupo, read excerpts of his poetry collection No Thanks and his memoir The Light Where the Shadows End. The books include stories about grueling war experiences, rehabilitation, and struggles with post-war trauma back home.
My belief is that the closer you are, the more horrific things you see or more horrific memories that you keep inside of you. It takes you longer to process that, to be able to express it through art, express it beyond, let's say, writing journals or writing diaries. It takes a longer time to be able to process it, to be able to write about it. For myself, the memoir was approximately 20 years in the writing.
Some stayed in the valley, some on the mountain.
After surgeons removed shrapnel from his brain, Canton became an activist to embrace a new identity for himself as part of his recovery.
When I was in Japan in the hospital, it was like seeing the images on TV of the Vietnam War and seeing the news that I had been blind to, hadn't seen, because I was in the field, in the bush. When I was in Japan, I started seeing all that, and it was also, it's like Kovac's book, The Born on the 4th of July. It's the recuperation. It's the journey back with your body and your mind of a new world and a new time and who you are.
Canton additionally emphasized the importance of current veteran issues such as homelessness and PTSD, and the need for more art to address those.
It's glossed over, and you don't, the statistic that I mentioned of, any veteran, whether it's Iraq, Afghanistan, or Vietnam, that the statistics show it's approximately one veteran committing suicide every 24 hours. That's an insane statistic, and yet how do you make that real when people say, well, one veteran commits suicide? They come back from the war in Afghanistan or Iraq, and they come back and commit suicide. We've heard about the big stories where they go on a shooting spree, they kill their family, they kill themselves. We've heard those big stories, but there's the small stories of veterans suffering, veterans on the street, homeless, veterans with PTSD that don't get help from the VA.
For this spotlight on Cougar News, I'm Mauricio La Plante.